Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, what up? So first things first, excuse my hair right now. I actually just took it out of the pineapple that I was wearing it in when I went to bed last night. This is a 3-day-old wash and go, so gravity is still trying to do its thing with this. So excuse that. I know y'all aren't here for my hair, but just to let y'all know why it's looking kind of crazy and why it was looking crazy in the demo videos. But today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some new Urban Decay products that just came out. I was so interested in these products because everybody is familiar with the all-nighter setting spray. It's like a world-renowned it's like a very well-known setting spray that everybody loves and raves about. So they recently came out with two products that they extended their all-nighter line to. So they have an all-nighter face primer, which looks like this, and then they also have an all-nighter ultra matte setting spray. So this one is more so for the girls that have oily skin. You can get the all-nighter benefits, plus you can mattify your skin. So I definitely was interested in those. I wanted to try those out. And then they also extended their Stay Naked line. They added a powder foundation. Now, if you guys know, you know I love their Stay Naked liquid foundation. I've raved about that foundation plenty of times on my channel. It was actually in my 2019 beauty favorites. Love that foundation. So when they came out with a powder foundation version of it, I definitely had to pick it up and try it. So I'm going to be testing out all three of these things for you guys. I've actually been wearing them for the last few days, and today I'm going to show you guys me demoing the products, and then I'm also going to do a wear test because I have some thoughts about these products already after the few days that I've been wearing them. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, then just keep on watching. All right, you guys, so how I'm going to do this is I'm just going to talk about the products, and then I'm going to add in clips of me demoing the products as I talk about them, so you guys can actually see me applying them to my skin and everything like that. So let's get into it. Starting off with the all-nighter face primer. So this is their long wear foundation gripping primer. It's supposed to prep, smooth, and perfect your foundation. So it's basically going to give you a good wear time with your foundation. It's going to grip onto it and hold onto it, and it's also going to smooth out your skin so that the foundation can go on really nicely. So the packaging is really nice. It comes with a pump, which I think is really neat. This reminds me of the e.l.f. Jelly Pop primer. And then the fact that it says that it's a gripping primer really got me intrigued, because you guys know I love my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip primer as well as my e.l.f. Jelly Pop primer. So I just like the fact that the packaging is a pump packaging, and it's also a gripping primer. So I just took the standard 1.5 pumps of this primer. That's how much I use for my other gripping primers, and it kind of intrigued me that this was more of a whitish lotiony consistency instead of it being clear like the Milk and the e.l.f. Jelly Pop primer. That kind of turned me off just a little bit, but I continued to apply it to my face because I wanted to give this foundation primer a chance before I completely wrote it off as being something not for me. So yeah, but as I was applying it to my skin, it felt more like a lotion consistency, more like a moisturizer, not necessarily a primer. And I didn't really see any of that gripping action with the Milk Makeup and the e.l.f. Jelly Pop primer. You have to kind of work quickly with these, because once they start to dry down on the skin, there's definitely a tacky gripping texture, like your fingers really stick to your face. And with this primer, I didn't feel that as much. There was a slight tackiness to it, but I didn't feel that as much. So I gave you guys a close-up so you can see whether it smoothed out my skin or perfected it. I don't feel like it did anything legendary for my pores. Once I applied my foundation and everything, I did see a slight difference, but I don't think it actually smoothed my skin as much as some of my other smoothing and blurring primers. So I don't know, just off of, you know, the first impressions that I had with this primer the other days that I used it, I just wasn't seeing what I wanted from this primer. And this was a pretty expensive primer. This was $36, so I wanted it to do everything that, you know, it needed to for me. And then I know also that this primer isn't marketed to be for oily skin, or it doesn't say anything about mattifying. It doesn't say anything about controlling oil, but I kind of expected that from this, since this is an all-nighter primer. You would think that they would have, you know, some type of oil controlling abilities in this if it's going to stay on your skin all night. But again, it wasn't marketed for that, so I guess I can't write this primer off for that aspect, because it never claimed to be a mattifying primer. But that's what I need. So I'm gonna talk more about the primer as we keep going into the video. But the next thing I did was I took the All Nighter Ultra Matte Long Lasting Makeup Setting Spray. So this is their 16-hour wear lightweight setting spray. You guys know that the All Nighter is a favorite of so many people because it really helps your makeup to stay on longer. It really helps the longevity of your makeup. But this one is an ultra matte version, so they included some powders into this bottle, so you have to really shake it and make sure that you dissolve those powders so that you don't get any white splotches on your face, because that will happen. So I shook this up really good, and I sprayed this over top of the face primer, just because on the days where I wore, you know, just the face primer and then I applied my foundation, I found that I was still getting pretty oily throughout the day. I didn't see a whole lot of oil control, and that is what I need when I buy primers. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And so I felt like, you know, if I'm gonna really give this primer a go, let me try and see if spraying the All Nighter spray on top of the primer will help with the oil control, since this does have powders in it. So I went ahead and sprayed this over my face, and just to see if it's gonna give me a little bit more oil controlling measures. So the first few days that I used this primer, I did not do that. I just thought of doing that today to see what would happen. So today I'm actually going to give you guys a wear test and let you guys know if I got more oily today or less oily than the other days that I tried this without setting the primer with the spray. So this is what my face is looking like after spraying the spray on it. It doesn't look to be, you know, super matte, but it's not at all shiny or anything like that. I think the lights are making it look just a little bit more shiny than it actually is. So yeah, that's what my face is looking like. So I proceeded to apply my foundation and my concealer. I used the Stay Naked foundation, of course. I'm in the shade 70 WY. I took 2 pumps of this foundation and I applied it to my skin as normal. I blended it out with my Dose of Colors blending sponge, just my normal foundation application. And then I also applied the Stay Naked concealer, and I am in the shade 60 NN, and I applied that to my under eyes as well as all of the highlighted points of my face, and I blended that in with my Dose of Color sponge as well. So this concealer is pretty self-setting. It's a matte concealer, so it's already going to be, you know, pretty matte. But again, I wanted to take some extra oil controlling measures with these products today. So I took the All Nighter Ultra Matte Setting Spray again, and I sprayed my face again. And this is a trick that I learned last summer that I started to do a lot more when I would notice my skin getting more oily. If you spray your face with your setting spray after you apply your foundation and concealer, it's really gonna lock in those products and set those products, and it's also gonna take away the emollientness of those products if you use a setting spray that has powders in it. So I used to do this a lot with the e.l.f. blotting spray, and I also used to do it with the ColourPop All-Star setting spray, because those have powders in it to mattify the skin. So I found that that really helped a lot with oil control if I sprayed my skin after applying my foundation and my concealer. So after doing that, my skin did look pretty matte, and it also felt matte as well. So I decided that I wasn't going to spray my face again with the setting spray after I completed my entire makeup application, just because I didn't want to overdo it, because my skin did start feeling just a little bit tight, not uncomfortably so, but just a little bit tight. I knew that that spray was actually setting my skin, and those powders were actually working to mattify the skin, so I didn't want to overset my face. So then I went in with the Stay Naked The Fix Powder Foundation. So this is new to their Stay Naked line. I got the shade 80 NN, and this is such a pretty packaging. It's so cute. It comes with this little push mechanism to open it, and it has a mirror. The powder is really nice, and then it comes with a charcoal infused sponge. So when you go to do touch-ups, the sponge has charcoal, which you guys know mattifies the skin, and you can use that to do touch-ups on the go. I know that this is marketed as a powder foundation, but I don't actually use powder foundations. I love my liquids, so I use this just as a regular face setting powder. And you guys, I would buy this 10 times over. I applied this with the Morphe M462 brush, and it's basically like a dual fiber brush. First of all, the brush is so soft, and it disperses powder onto my skin amazingly well. But this powder is so finely milled, buttery soft, super blendable. It doesn't give a whole lot of color and coverage to my face. I think that's just because this color matches me very well. but it just doesn't give my face too much cakiness or powderiness. I feel like it blends into the skin so good. It looks airbrushed. It makes my skin look flawless. I'm obsessed with this powder. Like I said, I would buy this 10 times over. So I gave you guys a close-up of what my skin is looking like after applying that powder, and I just really like what this powder does for me. So I can definitely see this going into my everyday makeup routine because I love it. So then I proceeded to apply the rest of my makeup like I normally would. I applied my under eye setting powder, which was the ColourPop No Filter Banana Setting Powder. I also applied bronzer and blush and highlight and all of that. I finished up my eyes. And like I said, I did not spray my face again with the All Nighter setting spray just because, like I said, my skin had started to feel just a little bit tight and I didn't want to overdo it. But this is what my face is looking like right now. It is 11:17. So I'm going to check back in with you guys later on today. I want to try and at least get a 7-hour wear test. So 6 o'clock, maybe even later. I might even do an 8-hour wear test, but we shall see. I'm probably just going to be running errands today. I don't know. I wanted to take my kids to the jumping park today, but I'm not sure if I want to make that drive today. But regardless of the fact, I'm going to go about my day as normal, and I'm going to check in and I'm going to let you guys know if my skin got more oily than the other days that I've tried these products, or if it got less oily than the other days that I tried these products. And then I'm going to give you guys my final verdict on the primer and the spray. So I will see you guys in a little bit. All right, you guys, so literally just walked in the door from being out all day, sat down, cut the camera on. This is what my skin is looking like after wearing the primer and the spray and the powder and all of that all day. So it is currently 19:24 or 7:24, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I did have to blot my skin at 4:30. I even wrote a little note in my phone. I had to blot my skin at 4:30 because it started looking so greasy, to the point where I felt like people were staring at me because they probably were like, what's going on with this girl's skin? Because it was so greasy, and there was no way that I was going to just walk around like that until I got home to be able to show you guys how greasy I was. So I just was like, forget that, and I went in the bathroom and I blotted my skin. But I only blotted it that one time. I haven't touched it since then, so I'm going to zoom you guys in so y'all can actually see the oil that I got going on all up and through here. So as you guys can see, this is how shiny my face is. But when I say it was greasy earlier, it was way greasier than this. This is actually minimal. Okay, so one thing I am gonna say is I feel like my skin has been super oily the past few days because of dehydration. I haven't been drinking a lot of water, and I have found that when I don't drink enough water, my skin does still get super oily. Because I remember when I first moved here, everyone kept telling me to drink a whole lot of water and that would help with my skin. So I believe that the reason why I'm getting oily now as opposed to when I first got here and I was drinking a lot of water, I think it's because I'm dehydrated. So I'm not gonna write the primer off yet, especially because when I first applied the primer and the setting spray, the way that I applied it today, my skin was super matte, and like I said, it almost kind of felt tight in a way, like in a good way though. I felt like my makeup was gonna last. And one thing I can say is that my foundation and everything is still on my face, so it's lasting. Everything looks good. It's just the fact that my oils are coming through the products. So I'm not gonna write the primer off just yet. I love the setting spray. If y'all haven't figured that out, I love the spray, and I also love the powder. But as far as the primer, I'm not gonna write it off just yet. I'm gonna keep trying it. I'm gonna hydrate and, you know, try it with a different foundation, because I have only been trying it with the Stay Naked foundation. So I'm gonna try it with some other foundations. I'm gonna hydrate, I'm gonna keep using it and see how it goes. But yeah, this is what we got. I would definitely recommend the spray and the powder. I don't know yet about the primer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it kind of helped out, even though I know I didn't give like a true verdict. I hope it helped you guys out in some type of way. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and leave me a comment down below letting me know that you liked it. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button as well as the bell notification so that you are notified every single time that I upload a video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.